Hey y'all, I'm going to show you a quick just drawing that our Miss Halee designed. Miss Halee, if you don't know her, you probably do if you've come to the studio. She is our other instructor and content creator here at the studio. And this is one of her pictures, and I want to show it to you. This is what we do for older children or adults can do this. So as you can see, I'm just laying down shape. Now, when we teach this at the studio, we would go very step by step on this, but you can pretty much follow along step by step with this as well. So basically, this is our vase down here. Now, I'm not drawing the top because, you can't see, I'm not drawing the top line because I want these flowers to kind of overlap it, and then I'll come back to it. So just hang tight. So I'm just lightly putting in my flowers. And this is just a quick little sketch, and then I'm going to come back with a pen to really give it some detail. Okay, we can do different kinds of flowers. You could do all of the same kind of flowers if you wanted to. We're going to be doing kind of some different shapes. This one's going to be kind of turned on the side. So part of it's going to look a little bit bigger than the other. Just do another fun flower here. And again, we're kind of swapping up the shape, but you could do kind of anything. I don't love that I did all three of those side by side. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm going to put in a little bit of filler, just kind of some greenery. So let's see here. I'll just do just a few little lines. Some coming out of here. I'm not trying to have like perfect lines that are like straight stems coming everywhere. I'm just laying in just a little bit. Sometimes you can like do lots of little foliage like this. You could just do little lines coming off like this. And as you can see, it's nothing honestly too terribly fancy right here. I'm going to do a little circle flower. The coolness usually is going to come when we do our pin, okay? So now I am kind of connecting the top of this. I'm just kind of jumping behind that. And I'm going to have a few of these just kind of coming out. You'll see everything. And I'm working very lightly because I will be probably erasing all of this. All right, now I'm going to, this could be a solid vase, or if you want it to be clear, it can be clear, however you want. In our case, it's going to be kind of clear. And that's all we're going to do for right now. Next up, we are going to come back in with a pen. Now, we love this little Uniball pen, okay? Now, this is going to trace, and one thing that I like to do is what we call like a double and triple trace. So we'll like do it once, traced it, twice. You might could stop at 2 times, or you can even go 3. There is something about that, the double and triple trace, that just gives it a little bit more of an artsy feel to me. And I just like loose. Me and Halee both are kind of more loose drawers and painters than tight perfection. And if you've ever been to our classes, you know that. We are, if you are a perfectionist, you are going to have to let loose when you come to Pizzazz. Okay, so right now, all we're doing is coming back over this with pen, and we are doing the double and triple trace. Okay, so I did that one. I'm not trying to be perfect. Now, after I do the double and the triple trace, then I'm going to show you how to kind of use this pen to add some value and sort of shading, which is really fun. Now this pen is waterproof. Anytime that you are doing something and you are going to do watercolor on top, you have better use a pen that is waterproof because I have made the mistake of not checking it beforehand and just assuming that it was fine, and then you add the water and you have this beautiful yellow color that you think that you're painting, and all of a sudden it's like gray and strange looking because the black ink is going everywhere. Okay, I wish that I could speed this up, but this is live, so you're just getting it in real time, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I know that on Facebook Live, I'm going to lose your interest, and you're going to fast forward, and that's fine. Okay, you can't fast forward when it's live, I guess. All right, so we've almost got this all outlined, and I'm not doing every single thing, the double and the triple trace. It's not super necessary on every single thing. I just kind of wanted to show you that, you know, this is not meant to be a super perfect, tight outline. It looks a lot, oh, I'm smearing stuff. It looks a lot more artsy when it's not. All right, so now how to add the value going back in with the pen. All right, so like right in here, kind of close to, like on one side of this, I'm gonna do some scribbles just on the left side. And then I'm going to leave this area open. And then right here, I'm going to have some little lines for that value. Now, what I am doing, and when you look at it, you're like, whoa, okay, like I can't really tell what she's doing, just it's going really fast. What I'm doing in slow motion is my pen is coming and it's lifting off, okay? Now, it's not coming that high, but it's not staying down either. Let me turn it to the back and show you. My pen is coming like this and lifting off. If it were to stay down, there'd be lots of straight lines beside each other instead of a feathery, some short, some long, okay? So you've got to kind of lift off when you're doing this technique, okay? So, now this part does take just a little bit. It's not super fast, but it is worth taking the extra time to do it because it adds a lot of just contrast, okay? Contrast, my art teacher, Miss Parker, she would always say contrast is key, okay? Contrast, contrast, contrast. So currently, like this, there is no contrast. It's all a white petal, and once we paint it, it'll be all a yellow petal or whatever we paint it. But when you're adding these little lines, now you've got some dark right here. You've got some really light up here. And there's a little bit of value of medium, not a ton of it. But you've got some medium values too. All right, so do you see how just these little lines, I'm gonna put some on one side of this too, is already making this look have a lot more of a wow factor, okay? So I'm gonna keep heading over here. A small thin tip pen is really important too. If this was too thick, you wouldn't quite get the same look. If you are interested in any of our classes, we do have classes starting back in September. So this is a picture that we would do, we've done it for several different ages. So we have done this for adults, like in adult workshops, but also we have also done it in our 4th through 6th grade classes. We have a, one class that's kind of has more advanced techniques for students who have taken with us for multiple years. We've done it in there, and so there's this really can be for all different ages, but just not, it's definitely not like a 1st through 3rd grade picture, unless you have some child prodigy, they might can tackle it. All right. Okay, So if you are watching this live, sorry, you're just gonna have to keep on watching. If you're watching the replay, you can probably fast forward through all of this because it's the same thing on each flower. And then after I get all of this on, then I will come back in and add the watercolor. And again, I don't think I told you, but I am doing this on watercolor paper. Anytime you are doing watercolor, you need to be on watercolor paper. Otherwise, the paper is going to get real, it'll buckle up and get bendy and yucky. For our after school classes, me and Haley are both the teachers. So some of the classes will always have Haley, some will always have me. Sometimes you might get a mixture, but one of us will always be the teachers in those. If anybody, we are going to try to post every day this week. So if anybody does any of these at home, we would love to see it. Okay, we love seeing kind of what you do. And if you've got any questions, let us know, because we're giving you like a little inside peek to some of our art classes, but also we want to encourage y'all to get artsy at home. Even if you are an adult and you're like, okay, I cannot come to any kids art class. Well, guess what? That's okay. You're getting an art class right where you're at. You're getting to learn from home. So we want to see it if you dare to do any of these things. Now over here, I'm just kind of doing scribblies and just staying on the left side more than the right side because I want there to be, again, contrast. There are tons and tons of benefits of art. One of the huge one is problem solving, but also like just kind of focusing your mind on something, you know, like when your mind is just focused right here, it's just, it's a little bit peaceful for it to not be focused on a million other things, but just what's in front of you. And here I'm just kind of adding some more because I feel like it needs some filler in here. So I'm just kind of adding some foliage on the side of these. So y'all see how it kind of started as a fairly simple drawing, but by doing these double and triple outlines and doing the value shading with the pen, we are able to already, before adding color, it's already kind of taken on just a different dimension here. I'm going to try to just put a little bit more line over here on the left side than on the right side, just to give some contrast. All right, and so now we are ready for watercolor. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to be using pan watercolor today. I'm going to use two different kinds. I've got my kind of inexpensive kind that you can get at Michael's or wherever, and then you can also get this is our Koi, the travel set. I love this because it just, you know, that's the brand right there. I love it, love it. All right, so we're going to use both of those, and what you're going to see is that this painting can be very, very loose, okay? You do not have to have anything perfect. Now, I would erase all of these lines. I just forgot to bring a eraser over here, and I'm not going to spend the time to go find it. But if I were you, I would erase your pencil line. Okay, so the ones I'm using right here, these are just the inexpensive Michael's ones. So don't discount things just because they're inexpensive. You can get some really nice quality stuff out of different, you know, different price points. Let's think, where do I want to? Maybe there. And if you have that drawing that has enough value in it, you don't need a lot of crazy color, okay? Like as far as like, you don't have to add tons of different value. I am going back in right here and add just a little bit of this orange, but you don't have to have like really pristine painting skills if you did enough line work. I mean, you could just slap something on top of this and it'd be fine. Okay. Even this is a pretty bright, fun color. It is also a part of just the Michaels brand watercolor. Notice I'm really not taking a lot of time. I'm just quickly painting over this. Again, what we've used so far is watercolor paper, a waterproof pen, and now we are adding the watercolor. Trying to think what other colors I want to use. There's a lavender over here I might use. Okay, now for the green. Greens can be kind of tricky. I usually don't like any of the greens that they give you straight up, so I like to mix my own. Actually, I take that back. In the koi set, there is this one that I like a lot, but all of these are a little like not warm enough, or maybe not muddy enough and dirty enough. So you can take color and move it over here and just add something to it, add a little bit of a brown, or if you anytime you want to add a color's complement, like if I wanted to add a little bit of red, that would dirty it up. It sounds so different and weird to add red to green, but red and green are complementary colors. Now usually when you mix complementary colors, they're going to turn to a nasty mud color that you do not want, and that is true, I don't want it. But if you do just a little bit, it's going to be just enough of a mud color to make it kind of this dirty green that in this case I like a little bit better than like a bright green. But if you're going for like super bright, use whatever you want. Okay, again, do you see that I'm not trying to stay right in the lines? I'm just kind of putting color on. I'm being very loose with this. And now I'm using the green from the Koi watercolor set. This was the 24 pack that I got from the Koi travel set. All right, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of a light blue down here. And then we are just about done, y'all. So I can't tell my time. I always try to keep it around 10 minutes just to show you that, you know, in just a short amount of time, you can create some cool art. You do have to, you got to learn what you're doing first and get all your supplies out. That does take up some of the time. But then if you have a little area that you just leave set up, if you are wanting to put more art in your life, if you will just leave an area set up, sometimes getting out all this stuff is what's discouraging. So just leave a little area set up, and then you can just pop over and play on the watercolor paper whenever you want to. Okay, so, oh, that's too bright of green. Not digging this right here. Like, okay. I'm just going to take this and just get a little bit of it up. All right, y'all, so there you have it, a quick and easy, fun watercolor drawing and painting. All right, if y'all decide to try this at home, y'all show me what you do. See ya.